Hey all, Rowdy here with another edition of the Elite Dangerous Ship Cockpits in VR. So we're going to get started with the Saud Kruger ships today, and the first is the Orca. And this is the manufacturer, of course, of the luxury liners in Elite Dangerous. As you can see, we're doing the same thing we did before, and I have had to brighten these ships up quite a bit, 10%, so you can see the detail. So we're looking at, again, the Orca as I do the panning around in different angles so you can see what they look like. There's a lot of space on this ship, a lot of available room to do all kinds of different things in. So as we move around at the back here, also you can see there's just a large canopy of the glass out there. You can just see through. If you look back in the back here, you could put a stadium back here almost. There's just so much room, but there isn't much else. As we pan around, we'll come back around again here as we come back to the left again, and you'll be able to see that there isn't a whole lot of monitors that you see in a lot of the other ships. You see some up above a little bit, but essentially that whole back wall, those back panels are essentially empty, and there isn't much there. And likewise, as we kind of pan over to the co-pilot's chair, you can see there really isn't a true co-pilot's chair. There isn't any controls there whatsoever. There are some monitors to look at, but not much else. The nice thing, though, is really clean lines in this ship, just like you saw in the Imperial ships if you'd viewed that video as well. And unlike the Federation ships that have pipes and wires all over the place, these and the Imperial ships are very clean lines, and just good contrasting colors. As we look around, you can see in the back there's a lot of what looks like kind of storage space, and a couple of small consoles, but that's about it, and a couple above, but not much else. So very simple in design, very large ship. There's room for adding additional components of some sort, and maybe even developing as they move towards a more free roam type of environment in this game, to develop actually a true co-pilot seat. So we're going to move right on into the newest of all the ships in Elite Dangerous with 2.2, and that is the Beluga liner. And you'll see that this ship is pretty cool as well. A lot of clean lines. Again, I brightened this one up another 10% so you could see things. You could probably still use a little bit more as I'm looking at it again, but this is where we are. So again, looking at it, really good view, top and bottom, as the pilot looks out. We'll pan over to the right here, and you can see that we have a co-pilot's chair over here, and unlike the Orca that is, does have controls on it. It does have a console there of some sort. And then we pan over to the left. We got the same thing over on the left side as well. So I don't know how you'd work that out, but there's also more consoles in this ship all over the place. So there's just a little bit more detail in here. Again, clean lines, no wires or anything hanging all over the place like you do again in the Federation ships. And pan around, do the 360 view. You can see we go to the back. Very similar in the back. It has two entranceways. Clean in the back again. A large space again. You could put a lot of spectators back there to watch what's going on up front. There's a lot of room for growth on this if there's ever a need to, but room for maneuvering around anyway. You can see there's these center consoles here, these different areas broken up by consoles, I should say, between the different co-pilot's chairs and the pilot's chair. And those co-pilot's chairs have a capability with all those other consoles there to be used as multifunction somehow. I don't know how, but pretty interesting, I think. And we're just again looking at that. I'm taking a little bit more of a view, look at this so you can get a better idea of what's sitting over here. Moving as close as I can to it without stretching the cable too far on the Oculus, but You can see there's the consoles up above, which is pretty cool if you look at it in VR. There's a lot of room there. And then we come on back, and I'll move over to the other side so you can see it from the other side of the captain's or the pilot's chair. Bypassing the headless pilot there. Trying to get around my own chair in my office. And you can see the entranceway on this side as well. There's room for developing a lot more console space back there. You can see same thing as on the right side. Same console. It didn't look any different as I looked at it for some time. It looks all the same. And so that about brings us to the end, really. If we look at these, I'll look at the other side again. But that brings us to the end of the Saud Kruger ships. There's just two of them. The newest, again, being this one, the Beluga liner, which many people are familiar with in game as a luxury liner of all the ships in Elite Dangerous. Well, that's it for this video. It's very quick. I'm sure we'll see more from this designer. Have a great day. Thanks for joining.